Alright, this is Travis Wayne Goodsell, and after 4 hours after the Super Bowl, I'm up for the day, I guess. And so I thought I would do a video. I had other videos planned for this Gloves Are Off, Destroying the LDS Church. I was going to start with pedophilia, but it appears that Mormons are so hardened that they enjoy the label of pedophilia, that they enjoy being women beaters, that they enjoy being a religion of priestcraft, that they don't mind that their leaders don't get revelation. They don't care about translation of the brass plates or the stick of Joseph to be merged with the stick of Judah. They don't care about the prophecies of old. Mormons are so full of hate, so full of corruption, that they don't care. And you know, as I'm looking here, the Gloves Off video, it's got 183 video, or 100, now it's 4 hours of sleep, 183 views since February 2nd, and 2 thumbs down. Haven't gotten to any of my 42 comments. So I'll briefly go over some of them. Oh, okay. Lori Nielsen is very interested in the upcoming video series. And then IZ1111. I've compared the church as an abusive relationship for so long. Well done. Okay, so comments have been good. The cowardly Mormons are apparently just using the thumbs down feature to attack me there. So let's go to the first one, Priestcraft. And there's 1 thumbs down, 5 thumbs up, 158 views, and then I put in the quote about priestcraft from the Book of Mormon, Mormons, from the Book of Mormon. And 2 comments here. Patricia Carlson. Okay, she says, I don't understand how or why they got involved. The law and your divorce decree should have priority over what the church or your exes want. Yeah, thanks, Patricia. I don't understand why they got involved either. MD, HHTHH. Come on, people. Don't hide your identity. Alright, so he or she is proposing an ideal situation about what should happen. And what does happen are 2 entirely different things. Court decrees are worthless when Good Old Boys Club runs the show, and they do. So, yeah, thanks for the support, guys. So, I was expecting to have to counter Mormon abuse through the comments. So it's good to see so far things are doing well. Here's one that isn't doing well. Groundhog Day. Come on, guys. That was a PG movie. You guys all saw it, Mormons. Only 52 views so far. It's not doing well. This is the one about a groundhog is a better predictor of the future than the prophets of the church. Because it was Groundhog Day. And there's 1 thumbs down, but 4 thumbs ups. Alright, no comments. Alright. So where the other 42 are probably coming from other videos of people who are clueless as to the other thing, but maybe they're supporting me again. Who knows? Alright, so translation. I say in this one that the brass plates have been found. The stick of Joseph has been found. I showed it to you in this video. It's not some fraud, you know, but here Mormons took great offense. There's 4 thumbs down on this one and only 106 views. What is it, Mormons? You hate so much that you refuse to accept the reality of it. No comments though. These Mormons, they don't care. And Mountain Dew this morning. It's early in the morning, so there's no set time limit in the morning when you can have Mountain Dew. It's just contraband in Utah. Okay, and then here's the one about the church as iniquitous, wicked, evil, if you don't know what iniquitous means. And here it's a 2 up, 2 down with 66 views. Mormons. And as you saw by the thumbnail of it, that I was referring to King Noah. The church is exactly like King Noah, and I point that out. No comments. So yeah, the majority of my comments are from older videos, and well, I don't know if I'm gonna get to them. That's a lot to go through, and having to respond to all of them. I may just go through them and put a thumbs up on those who have been supportive, and then delete the abusers, and just say I deleted so-and-so for being abusive. And here's the one against women being abusive. This is catching some eyes. 13 hours, 133 views. But again, there are 3 Mormons who are okay with Mormon abuse of women. They don't care that women get suppressed. So this is Mormons doing this, guys. Mormons. This is how hateful they are. 3 thumbs down in 13 hours. All because, you know, they want to be able to abuse women. And we got 2 comments here. But the first one I see is Brenda Ross. I don't see the second one. Let me sort by newest first. There we go. And Cheryl. So 2 women. Brenda says you're absolutely right. That if anyone can spot abuse of women, it's women. Once someone wakes up. Yeah. The problem is Stockholm Syndrome, as I point out in the video. As abusers, women don't realize they're being abused, or and they turn abusers, like my mom, for example. But as victims of abuse, people don't recognize that they're being abused. They go into shock, they freeze, they withdraw and submit. And you know, when you have an authoritative figure, when the church says you have to obey your husband, you know, my mom, she was faced with a conflict. She didn't like my dad. She didn't like that he was a Democrat at first, and so she considered him wrong. And it was only the church's commandment through the temple that a woman had to subject herself to her husband, that the fights between my mom and dad were resolved. And so I know firsthand of the abuse against women, but it also turns women into abusers, as my mom was. And that's the part where I was talking about how I'm not happy with women wanting to take over control of a family, to be the abusers instead of the men being abusers. And that's not the option. That's not what this is all about. And it's being used in government, where Republicans are typically your older white males who are in control. And with this Me Too movement, it sparked a fire in women to take over the house. And so it's great that it inspired people to want to run for government office, to try to fix the errors of the Republicans who held control over the whole House, the whole Congress. But there's not much they can do. They need Senate also, because they can come up with all sorts of bills, but if the Senate is still controlled by Republicans, they're not going to pass. So it's a useless Congress right now. So, but if it were to be controlled with the takeover of women in the Senate, would women be abusive in their own special way? People don't realize that you don't just replace abusers with abusers. And victims of abuse, if they don't get justice, become abusers themselves. Okay. Oh, so yeah, she despises the Republican Party, Brenda says. Okay. Businessmen are scum of the earth. See, she's already placed businessmen as a condition for all businessmen, and that's the danger. And so, yeah, this is sad to see. Brenda is a victim of abuse, and her hatred for being abused, it runs so deep that she labels every man as abusers. In this case, with businessmen. It'd be the secretary's guess what kind of jobs my working life chiefly consisted of. Very bizarre movie, The Secretary. It had the Stargate guy in it. Not really quite sure what to think of it, but it led to 50 Shades of Grey, is all I can observe in the cultural society. It was just one of those stages of movies that has now led to the 50 Shades of Grey movement. Back in the early days, there was the Basic Instinct, and then you had Fatal Attraction, and then you had the Robert Redford with Indecent Proposal, and then now we're at 50 Shades of Grey. So we're getting darker and darker in our movie making. Alright, this is actually the second time I've commented on one of your videos. Appreciated your reply, by the way. So I'm replying through this video, Brenda. I hope this is acceptable for you, because I don't know if I can. I mean, I could do it right here. I'm on the thing, but Don't be surprised if I continue to throw out these occasional clusters of paragraphs at you from time to time. I don't mind. You're welcome to comment, because it shows that, yeah, other people are getting abused, not just from what I've experienced firsthand. So it is confirming as people speak out, and that's what's needed. People need to speak out against the church. It can't just be me. So, alright, so Cheryl Copeland. I have respectfully listened to your site. Now I ask you to listen to these sites today. No, Cheryl, I'm not going to listen to your site. No, this is my channel. I will see what I want to see. You know, I didn't go to Cheryl's site. Now, if I had done that, then she would have cause to say, now look at what I want you to look at. Because that... Cheryl, shame on you. But for the sake of Cheryl, I will check it out to see what... Follow the watch, the world is watching, we know everything, episode 1782B. The X22 report. Is this a beat on women video? Protect your personal data now. Click here. Are you kidding, Cheryl? Are you kidding me? This is where you're sending me to? Clickbait? Shame on you, Cheryl. I'm going back and deleting that. Oh. Was there 3 thumbs down before? Can't remember. Anyway, bye-bye, Cheryl. Comment is removed. So let me remember her name so that I can add a comment that I removed it. Cheryl Copeland. Cheryl Copeland's comment was removed for containing a link to Clickbait. Should I put shame on you, Cheryl? I'll leave it at that for the video here. But I will add, just because you guys I gotta put it in quotes, respectfully watch my, in caps, videos does not obligate me to watch yours. But again, this is Mafia, terrorist, gang member, crime boss tactics. You know, they say, hey, I watched your video, now you owe me. You have to watch my video now. This is how they work, guys. I did the video on it. You know, the one with the Mafia, Russian Mafia sign on the front of the cover art with the guy doing this. That's the Russian Mafia sign. The church is guilty of doing these Russian Mafia tactics, just like Cheryl tried to pull on me on my channel. I watched your video, you have to watch mine now. You owe me. No, I don't owe you, Cheryl. You will not threaten me this way, especially with a clickbait. Okay, so there. It is now saved and it's on that channel, or on my channel now. God, Mormons are so horrifying. Just pisses me off. Alright, so let's go back and see some of these others. LDS Mormons tremble with fear now that I'm back. I told you guys I was working on a project. I needed to go away for a while. It ended quicker than I thought, so I'm back. And I have to label these videos in a manner which catches people's attention. Because as the experience has shown, if I do it, you know, as is the video, nobody cares. So what good is it to do a video if nobody cares to watch it? So 161 views. But yeah, another tactic that I put in video is the terrorist, mafia, crime boss, gang lord, crime family, whatever you want to call it, tactic of divide and conquer. That's an ancient war strategy from the art of war. And the West Valley City Police, in conjunction with the state of Utah, have been using this war tactic on me. So if you watch the other videos, you know my life story of being attacked by the West Valley City Police. They threatened me. Little Natalie Johansson, Officer Natalie Johansson. Yes, I'm giving her name, Natalie Johansson. She was wearing the camera. She said it was on, and she threatened me on camera. And I pointed it out several times throughout their interrogation of me. I was the one who called to complain, and they came after me as if I was the criminal. That's how they are in Utah. This comes from the church. The church is responsible for the false thinking in the government, in the local units, for our military, our police forces, and in society. This is why Mormons hate so much. This is why when Mormons are presented with truth, with facts, with evidence, that Mormons will still say fake news. I will not listen to your anti-Mormon comments. You're apostate. You're an antichrist. Mormons are that hardened. They don't realize that they are the antichrists. You know, the beam and the mote. That which you falsely accuse in another reveals the same and worse fault in yourself. So, yeah. Divide and conquer. I know their strategies. I knew what the officers were doing when they were here. And they weren't going to leave until I submitted to the littlest degree. So I did. I gave the woman that I was accusing of threats my phone number so that the police would leave. And as a result, that woman is now calling me 3 times a day since then. She's not leaving a message. She's just calling. It's like a bad first date that won't go away. I'm not dating you again. You know? Get over it. You're not my type. So yeah, divide and conquer. And that's a pattern of the church. And you know, you divide people. You know, that's why they call you into secret meetings. They divide you from others who can support you in those secret meetings where bishops attack you. And you can't have that, church. You got to stop that abuse. You can't divide people. And that's why they don't want recordings. They don't want you as the victim to protect yourself with a record of what goes on behind closed doors. They want it kept secret. They want it covered up and silenced. That's why they have you sign non-disclosure agreements when you get excommunicated. That's why John DeLynn isn't going around telling everybody his story. He did in the beginning, then they excommunicated him, and so now he can no longer talk about it. You can, John. You need to stand up against your abusers. Don't fear the courts. It was under duress. The courts cannot have you agree to be silent about church abuse. So, for any of you who have also been excommunicated and been forced to sign the non-disclosure agreements, they're not valid. All you have to do when they take you to court is say, hey, it was under duress. I was the victim. It was you who attacked me. So the ordained women leader, she was speaking out against church abuse of women. That is not an excommunicatable offense, except on the part of the church leadership, who then covered it up by excommunicating her. So take a stand, speak out. All right. LDS Mormon Church creation story errors. It's not doing as well as it needs to, because again, I have translated the brass plates. Mormons do not understand what that means. It means that if I'm incorrect, because I'm not supposed to be authorized to be able to translate the ancient documents because I'm not a seer, what does that say for those who are seers? Oh look, we just had a brand new subscriber and it went off the screen, so I don't know who it was. So welcome, thank you. Alright, so 29 January 2019, LDS Mormon, God to destroy the wicked to save one pure of heart. God sent the polar vortex instead to other states. God. So now I can't protect her anymore. She's gone. They divided. And I'm expecting this week for them to begin the conquering techniques now that they've separated me. But they may wait. There's no rush for them. They got rid of my ex-wife, who was my one and only supporter here. Though I should give a thumbs up to my other neighbor who had checked out my promotional video for the Kroger ice cream. She was nice enough to the other day give me some ice cream with bananas. So thank you. She knows who she is, and I won't reveal her identity on YouTube. Alright, let's see. LDS Mormons ignore, deny warnings of destruction. So again, I point out in that one, I am the figurative Samuel the Lamanite. And again, Mormons, do you not know how to liken the scriptures unto yourselves? Who was the leader of the church when Samuel the Lamanite was on the wall? Because it wasn't Samuel. He wasn't a prophet. He was called a prophet after Jesus came and said, hey, where's his records? Then all of a sudden he magically became a prophet. Oh, he's listening to Jesus. He's, I guess, a prophet. Okay. All right, fine, whatever. But he's a Lamanite. He's from California. He's not a true Utah Mormon. That's the point of the story, Mormons. He's in the capital of Nephites. That's Utah. I'm an outsider. I'm not a Utah Mormon. I've lived here long enough that I have to be classified as a Utah Mormon, but I was not born and raised here. And so, yeah, I am the only one who's been warning you. Nephi did not warn of the signs in the heavens. Nephi did not warn of destruction. He was just the figurehead. And apparently he had a very nice cottage, very luxurious cottage, with vineyards and a tower and all that stuff, so that as a wall around his place, so that when the story of the murder happened, he was able to predict who was the murderer. But there were people suffering, and he was living the high life. And so again, people are suffering here in the United States, in Utah, and yet the leaders of the church are living the high life. They're not warning anybody. Amos 3:7. They're taking it as, hey, if we don't warn members, then God can't destroy them. It doesn't work that way, guys. Sorry, because there's this thing called guys like me who will step up and do the warning for you, which means you guys get destroyed. And so, yeah. All right, I'm at 30 minutes, so I don't want to go too long. But just want to do an update for you. So yeah, I've destroyed the church. The first video was on priestcraft, not being a seer, not being translators, being as bad as King Noah from the Book of Mormon. They're abusing women. All of these improvements for women's rights in the church. No, it's a fraud, women. Don't believe it. Bad trees don't produce good fruit. That's the sign of insanity, when you keep doing something over and over again expecting a different result. You can't keep pushing for change in the church and expecting actual change to occur. They'll fool you with appearances of change. But I mean, for slacks, the church finally consenting to let you wear slacks? Are you kidding me? No. If the church really wants to make change, they need to start making female apostles. Yeah. Romans 16, correctly translated. Not the King James Version, which is also why the church will not give a correct translation of the Bible. They'll only say Article of Faith number 8. But they won't give you the correct translation. And Romans 16 is one of those reasons why. It has to do with the woman named Jania. She wasn't a member of the 12. She was a part of the quorum of apostles, not the quorum of 12 apostles. Paul was not the 13th apostle, as I've had to debate one other person over. God, what a dummy. Paul was just a regular apostle. He didn't become leadership in the church other than an apostle status, not a 12 apostle. So, all right, and then, so I could keep going. I need to keep going to destroy the church until the last member is out. And so pedophilia is an upcoming video. I have to show how the church is so horrid, that the church is covering up bishop pedophilia because they're getting sued for their pedophilia. The Protect LDS Children movement, good job, guys. You got the church to change. quicker than ordained women were able to get the church to change. But again, notice that they didn't protect men. They just granted children and women the opportunity to have a witness with them. Not a recording, just a witness, an adult witness. But again, so they're not protecting men. You know, guys like me who have been victimized by the church and by bishops in their secret meetings. They're supposed to keep a record of everything that transpires, and they're not. So, yeah. And then another video that's not doing as well as it needs to, I go over the real murder of Joseph Smith. Only 273 views in 1 week. That's not good enough, guys. I go over the facts of the assassination and point out the real story of what happened. And it's despicable. And so if Mormons aren't leaving for this alone, whom they sing hymns over, the love that Mormons claim they have for their founder, and yet because the church has blinded them to what really happened, it just is unbelievable that Mormons aren't upset with the church. So, all right, we'll end it there. You know, 634 views for changing the missionary program to hate and abuse. Yep. Okay. And then let's go down to my big ones. You didn't like Calvin and Hobbes? Mormons rage as floodwaters rise. I love Calvin and Hobbes. He's awesome, but apparently nobody cares. Alright, so the one video is pulling ahead. They were neck and neck, and then it had to do with the temple changes. One of the broken families passed up the other one about the temple text changes. They were neck and neck, but they're kicking butt. That's amazing how some videos can do better and the rest of them suck. I don't know why they can't attract people's attention. I thought the one Book of Mormon plagiarism is proof of its truth. I thought that would skyrocket in views, but no, you guys aren't interested in that. I mean, the young, naive Mormon has done a video and points out, and I even have the thumbnail of the proof that that's what he's doing. It's the last segment that he talks about, and he doesn't see it as plagiarism because he sees it as proof of truth, that the Book of Mormon is true. Unbelievable, the stupidity that's in Mormonism. But yeah, 2,900 views for the temple text, and then so it's pulling away again from the family unit being destroyed with 2,600 views. And again, I don't get paid. I'm not a part of the partner program thing. I don't care about making money. I'm trying to communicate with you guys. That's the importance here. And so it pisses me off when I have Utah Mormon, or I guess they're stationed out in San Francisco, but a Mormon working for YouTube who's clearly throttling my videos. So I hope they've fired him, because I noticed after I complained about the throttling, or they were hiding my videos from me even. I had to go to my own management tools to find those missing videos and do a screenshot to say, hey, YouTube, these videos are not showing up. And one other, I think her screen name is Jennifer Flowers, if I got that right. She also recognized that there were videos missing. Unbelievable. But yeah, apparently they're back. So YouTube did take care of the matter. And so hopefully they fired the expletives deleted that I have to say about that person who was throttling me here on YouTube. And lo and behold, the next video I uploaded after this problem was resolved just sped right through the upload process. It's like, oh, isn't that interesting? So yeah, they were even throttling my upload. Unbelievable. The corruption, the deep corruption that rots the Mormon soul. Unbelievable. See, and I knew about it. My own mother. I knew. You know, kids know. You know, but my mother? Come on, guys. Seriously? So, alright, I'm gonna end here. It's now 1:40. So it'll probably be 2 o'clock when this gets uploaded. So I'll have a couple hours to do something else. Probably catch up on Stephen Colbert's show. He did a special last night after the thing, so I'll go to YouTube and watch it, I guess.